Alright guys, another chit chat time here. I'm going to talk about guitar today. And I want to talk about what started my love for Joe Satriani's guitar playing. So I was like 19 years old. Got my first Floyd Rose guitar. It was a Squier Stage Master with Floyd Rose. And I heard Satch Boogie for the first time. And I was listening to this and I was like, there's no lyrics. But the guitar sounds otherworldly. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. And I wanted to learn how to play it. That's the first Satriani song I ever learned how to play. And man, was that a chore. It took me literally 3 months to be able to play that song. And since I've learned it, I still have moments in it when I play it today that I screw something up in it. And I noticed when Joe plays it live on my DVDs, he'll play certain parts of it different every time he plays it. And I've heard him say, people ask him, like, do you ever get tired of playing the same old songs? And he says, no. I'm finally just figuring them out. And then I heard Flying in a Blue Dream. And I thought, Flying in a Blue Dream, that's a strange title. I hadn't heard the song yet. I just read the title. And I click it on. I press play on the track number. And the song starts. And I hear the acoustic guitar come in. And Joe has a C drone going with his bar. And he's getting these different feedback, like keys, I guess you'd say. And then he plays the main melody. And that's the first time I ever heard of the Lydian mode. And Lydian mode is one of Joe's favorite scales. If you hear that in guitar, for you beginners out there, if you hear mode, just think scale. That's really all it is. The Lydian mode is the fourth mode of the major scale. Take C. Your C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Take that scale, the fourth note, you raise it by a half step. So instead of, it's a C, G, E. Isn't that right? Let me rethink it. Hold on. I'm kind of half asleep. C, D, E, F sharp, G. That is Lydian. C, D, E, F, G is major. So raise your F to F sharp. That would give you Lydian. That's the mode that he uses for that song. And the key of the song is C Lydian. And I listened to this song, man, and I felt like I was flying. Like he tells a story in every song that he performs. And if you listen to his albums, not one song on any of his records sound the same. They're all different. And then there's Midnight. It's like 1 minute and 46 seconds. And it's clean tone, and I listen to the song, and it's crazy sounding. And I'm like, what is that? What is he doing? And it's tapping. I did kind of a little bit of a callback to it in my Blue Guitar sound video. But just the way that Joe can make a guitar speak to you and make you feel something when he plays a melody or a certain set of chords, he can put a mood across that if you're feeling sad, he's got something for you. If you're happy, he's got something for you. If you're like jittery and hyper, he's got something for that too. Then if you just want to mellow out, there's plenty of Satch songs for that too. And then there's his knowledge of music. Like he is the guy to watch for like music theory stuff. He really knows his stuff. And just to give you a little bit of a background on how much he knows, he has taught some of the best guitarists in metal and rock that you would ever know. Kirk Hammett was a student of him. Alex Skolnick from Testament was a student of Joe's. Steve Vai is Joe's prodigy. He taught Steve everything from the ground up. And him and Joe went to the same high school together, and they were friends. And he was the guitar teacher in Steve's town, and he taught Steve everything. And Steve said one time, Steve Vai said, to let you know what it's like to take lessons from Joe. He said he wrote on a piece of paper, memorize your notes on every string, every fret. And Steve goes for his lesson that day, sits down with Joe, and Joe says, play me B flat on the B string or something like that. And Steve's fishing for the note, trying to find it. And Joe put his hands over the strings, took out Steve's little notebook, and wrote in the notebook, if you don't know your notes, you don't know shit. And sent him home. And Steve said that was like the longest walk of shame he'd ever took. But like I can sit and listen to Joe Satriani all day long. His playing is just so expressive. And I love that about him. I love the way he can make you feel something. And he plays fast. He has some cool tapping. And his legato is otherworldly. I can't do it the way Joe does it. I can attempt it and fake my way through most of it. But just to watch him, it's like he's barely even touching the guitar. And then you sit down and play one of these Joe Satriani models that I have here. You can see why he plays that way. The action on those guitars. Literally, the string is that far above the fret. And you just lay your hands on it, and it goes. It's amazing. But what started my love for him was just hearing Satch Boogie, Flying in a Blue Dream, and then like Crystal Planet, when I heard that for the first time. There's just so much variety in his guitar playing. And he has some vocal stuff too. He does some singing here and there, but not very often. He said his vocal range is incredibly limited. And I bought his Guitar Secrets book. I've got a bunch of his tab books for his albums. And I've learned a good deal. But that Guitar Secrets book really changed my world. Like how I thought about the guitar. It's so cool. And I really hope that if anyone watches this video, you might go and check him out. Check out his playing. He's got his solo stuff. That he's been touring the world for 40 years off of his solo career, and he had a super group called Chickenfoot with Sammy Hagar, him on guitar, Michael Anthony on bass, and Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers on drums. Check that out too. I just wanted to chit chat for a minute here and talk about what started my love for Satriani's playing, and I'm going to do this with my other guitar influences too. So if anyone sees this that plays guitar, go check him out. He's an amazing player. And if you're not really into instrumental, just sit down and give it a chance. Be open-minded about this stuff. Because to go to a concert like that, like to a Satriani show or a Steve Vai show, if you're not a guitar head like me, you really have to appreciate music and what it takes to play at the level of Satriani or Steve Vai. It's an amazing thing. It's a spectacle. And Joe is just like, he's top dog to me for instrumentalists. He's an amazing player. For me, it's him first, and Steve Vai comes second. I don't really know who my third one is. Maybe Guthrie Govan. Dude, check that guy out. My God. Like, I've never seen someone play that before. It's like jazz fusion or some crap like that. Dude, check it out. That stuff is amazing. Holy Jesus. But back to Satriani, man. Just watching him play. And he has a bald head, sunglasses on, cool chrome guitar. It's like he's an alien. And if you want to listen to a great Satriani album that kickstarted my love for it, Surfing with the Alien, go check it out. It came out the year I was born, 1987. That album's 34 years old, and it's his highest selling album ever. It still sells millions of copies today. So go check out Satriani. He's a great, great player. And I had the chance to meet him once. And I stood there with him. And he talked to me about guitar for a good long time. And he said, when you're practicing your guitar, if you go to play a note and you don't know what note's coming next, don't play a note. And try to stay inspired, of course. And I was like 15 at this time, and he was like, stay in school, all that good stuff. And I was just in awe of listening to a professional guitarist that I looked up to talk to me about how to practice the guitar. And what other good... Love Thing is a great Satriani song. Revelation's a good one. His new album, Shape-Shifting, it's a very cool album. It's a little different from what he's normally put out. And his What Happens Next album, on that one, he's really chilled out on the playing, like the solos and stuff. It's not super technical, it's super technical because it's Joe. But he's not like burning the guitar up. He's making it speak just by how the finger touches the wire. And when you hear him play, you know it's him. Nobody else sounds like Joe. And they say like he prefers really close action, like a really close. And these guitars I have supposedly are set up to his spec. And that action is, it's really close. Probably why my red one fretted out so much. But, it was high frets. I mean, I had a fret rocker put on it by the guitar tech that fixed it, and he was showing me where the high frets were. And he did the leveling and all that. The action is still just as low as it was the day I pulled it out of the box. And it plays really good. You can instantly see why Joe can play the way Joe plays. So just go check him out, all you guitar players out there. And if you're not a guitarist, check him out because he's got a song to fit whatever mood you're in. And it just might hook you to it, and you might listen to it every day like I do. So I just wanted to chit-chat about that for a minute. I hope you guys have a great day or a great night wherever you may be in the world. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Thanks.